right, so get this. You wanted to know about staying youthful, right? And you sent us this fascinating article on Stoicism and aging. It's called 7 Hidden Reasons Why You Look Younger Than Your Age. And get this, it's packed with these amazing insights
Wow.
about how to cultivate that inner radiance that makes people seem ageless.
Yeah, I love that.
It's not about denying age or anything like that,
Right.
but really embracing life in a way that just makes you shine from within.
And it's so fascinating how this ancient philosophy, Stoicism, is still so relevant today.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, we often think of youthfulness as purely physical, but the Stoics really understood that true youthfulness comes from a certain mindset, right?
Yeah,
A way of approaching life's challenges and changes.
absolutely.
Okay, so let's unpack these 7 principles that the article talks about.
Okay.
First up is resilience in adversity.
Okay.
And the article, it contrasts people who are like weathered by hardship
Right.
with those who seem to shine even brighter despite facing difficulties. We all know someone like that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's their secret?
Well, the Stoics would say it's all about their response to those hardships.
Okay,
You can't control what happens to you in life,
right.
but you can control how you react to it.
Mhm.
And it's like building a muscle. The more you practice resilience, the stronger you become.
Oh, I like that.
And that strength really shows, think about it, resilient people. They tend to have more energy, right? A more positive outlook, a greater ability to bounce back from setbacks.
Yeah.
Those are all qualities that we associate with youthfulness.
Absolutely. And it's funny, the article uses this analogy of carrying unnecessary weight,
Oh, yeah.
like holding on to things you can't change, grudges, regrets. It's like lugging around all this extra baggage that weighs you down, makes you move slower, even makes you look older.
Well, and it's not just an analogy. It's actually a physiological reality.
Oh, really?
Chronic stress. It releases hormones that literally accelerate aging,
Wow.
leading to wrinkles, dull skin, low energy, and resilience. It's not.
It's not just about feeling better.
Yeah.
It's about mitigating that stress response,
Okay.
having the mental tools to navigate challenges without letting them drag you down.
So how do we build this, unbreakable resilience?
Yeah, that's the big question, right?
The article mentions this idea of reframing hardships as opportunities.
Right.
It sounds a little cliche, but is there actually something to that?
Oh, absolutely. It's a core Stoic practice.
Okay.
So instead of asking, why is this happening to me?
Right.
Try shifting to, what can I learn from this?
Okay.
Every challenge becomes a training ground for patience, discipline, inner peace.
Mm-hmm.
And that inner strength, it radiates outward.
So instead of dwelling on the negative, we're actively choosing to see the opportunity for growth.
Yeah.
I get it, but how do we actually do that?
Yeah.
Because sometimes life just throws some serious curveballs.
Well, it's like training any muscle.
Okay.
It takes consistent effort. The article suggests practicing mindfulness.
Consciously choosing your response to situations. Maybe it's a breathing exercise when you feel overwhelmed,
Okay.
or journaling to process difficult emotions,
Right.
or even intentionally exposing yourself to small discomforts to build that mental fortitude.
You mean like taking cold showers?
Exactly.
I've heard about that.
Yeah.
But what does a cold shower have to do with, like, handling a job loss, for example?
Well, it's about training your mind to stay calm and focused, even when things are uncomfortable.
Sure.
It's building that mental resilience that then carries over into other areas of life.
Okay.
Facing a job loss is still going to be difficult,
Right.
but if you've practiced staying grounded amidst smaller challenges,
Yeah.
you'll be better equipped to navigate those bigger storms.
That makes sense. It's like having a mental toolkit you can draw from when things get tough.
Exactly.
So building that resilience,
mean-
facing those small discomforts, it's almost like preventative medicine for the soul.
Exactly. And when you have that inner strength, that resilience, it changes how you show up in the world. You move with more confidence, you face challenges with more grace, and that inner peace it shines through,
Yeah.
making you appear more youthful.
That ties in perfectly with the next principle, which is embracing change. And the article contrasts those who resist change with those who just kind of flow with it,
Yeah.
who looks younger, more vibrant.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious.
It's that classic image of someone trying to hold back the tide, right?
Yeah.
It's futile and exhausting.
Totally.
The Stoics understood that change is inevitable. It's the very essence of life.
Right.
Fighting it creates tension, but embracing it, adapting to it, that's where true youthfulness lies.
That reminds me of that quote, no man ever steps in the same river twice.
Yes.
The water is constantly moving, changing. Life is the same way, we're constantly evolving.
Absolutely.
And our minds and bodies need to adapt to those changes.
Mm-hmm.
But how do we shift from resisting change to actually embracing it?
Well, one way is to focus on what you can control.
Okay.
You can't stop the river from flowing, right? But you can learn to swim. It's about shifting from why is this happening to what can I learn from this? Or even how can I use this to my advantage?
So instead of being a victim of circumstance, we become an active participant
Yes.
in the unfolding of our lives.
It's
It's like saying, okay, life threw me this curveball, but I'm going to figure out how to hit it out of the park.
Yeah.
I can see how that would be incredibly empowering.
It is, and it taps into that youthful energy of curiosity and adaptability.
Yeah.
You know, children are masters of this. They're constantly exploring, learning, adapting to new situations. But somewhere along the way, many adults lose that.
It's true.
But we can reclaim it by consciously choosing to see change as an opportunity, a chance to learn and grow.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
It's like we have to retrain ourselves to think like kids again,
Yeah.
to be open to new experiences, to not let fear of the unknown hold us back.
Absolutely.
It's about saying, why not? Instead of, I'm too old for that.
Exactly.
And speaking of why not, that leads perfectly into the next principle,
Okay.
which is all about staying curious.
All right, let's hear it.
That why not attitude, it really ties into this next principle, which is all about staying curious.
Okay.
The article is called Curiosity Keeps the Mind and Body Youthful.
I like it.
I have to admit, this one really resonates with me.
Yeah.
I've always felt that people who stay curious, who never stop learning and exploring, they seem to radiate a certain youthful energy.
It's true. Think about it. Like, children are naturally curious.
Yeah.
Everything is new and exciting, and that curiosity fuels their learning, their growth, their whole experience of the world.
Right.
But somewhere along the line, many people lose that spark.
Yeah.
They think they've seen it all, done it all, and that's when the mind starts to age even before the body does.
That's so true. The article talks about how the moment we think we know it all, we stop growing.
Yeah.
And honestly, that stagnation, it can be seen in a person's energy, their outlook, even their physical appearance.
Right.
It's like they've stopped engaging with life, and it shows.
It's fascinating how closely linked our mental and physical states really are.
Oh, yeah.
The Stoics understood this connection centuries ago. They believed that a vibrant mind, a mind that's constantly learning and exploring it, contributes to a more youthful and energetic presence.
Absolutely. It's not just about accumulating knowledge.
Right.
It's about staying curious, staying engaged with the world around us.
Exactly.
So how do we cultivate that childlike curiosity as adults?
Yeah.
I mean, we can't just start skipping around asking why about everything.
Well,
Although maybe that wouldn't be such a bad idea.
maybe not. But seriously, the article suggests some really practical ways to reawaken that sense of wonder.
Okay, like what?
One is to ask more questions than you answer.
Oh, interesting.
It's about approaching life with a beginner's mind, recognizing that there's always something new to learn,
Okay,
even from people and experiences we think we already understand.
I like that. It's about staying humble, being open to new information and perspectives, even if they challenge our existing beliefs.
Yeah.
And it makes sense, that openness, that willingness to learn,
Right.
it keeps our minds flexible, engaged,
Absolutely.
which in turn can make us feel more youthful.
Precisely. Another suggestion the article makes is to intentionally try new things.
Okay.
No matter how small it could be, a new food, a new genre of music, a new hobby.
Yeah.
Anything that pushes you outside your comfort zone.
Okay, but what if you try something new and you hate it?
Right.
Does that still count as embracing curiosity?
Absolutely. Even a negative experience can be valuable.
How so?
It tells you something about your preferences. It helps you refine your understanding of yourself.
Okay.
The key is to approach it with an open mind, a willingness to learn, even if the lesson is, this isn't for me.
I see what you mean. It's not about forcing ourselves to like everything.
Right.
It's about the process of exploration,
Yeah.
of engaging with the world with a sense of curiosity and openness.
Exactly.
And it's something we can do every day, no matter our age or circumstances.
Absolutely.
But what about when life feels less about exploring and more about just getting through the day?
Right.
Does that sense of curiosity have a place then?
It definitely does. And that brings us to the next principle,
Right.
which is living with passion and purpose.
All right, I like it.
The article contrasts those who seem drained of life, just going through the motions,
Right.
with those who radiate enthusiasm and energy despite their age or circumstances.
We've all met people like that, right?
Oh, yeah.
The ones who just seem to have this inner spark, this zest for life that makes you wonder, What's their secret?
Yeah, that youthful energy.
Exactly.
Well, the Stoics believed that true fulfillment, it comes not from external achievements or possessions,
Wait,
but from aligning your life with your values and purpose.
I see.
When you have a reason to get out of bed in the morning, a passion that fuels you, a purpose that guides your actions,
Yeah.
it infuses your life with energy and meaning.
And I think it also helps you weather those inevitable storms.
Yeah.
When you have a strong sense of purpose, you're less likely to get swept away by life's challenges.
Right.
You have an anchor,
Exactly.
something to hold on to when things get rough.
Exactly. And the article offers this really simple but powerful reframing technique.
Okay, go.
Instead of focusing on what you have to do each day,
Mhm.
try asking yourself, what do I get to do?
I love that.
It's a subtle shift in perspective,
Yeah,
but it can make a huge difference.
absolutely.
Right.
Instead of feeling burdened by obligations, you start to see the opportunities, the privileges, even the joy in everyday tasks.
Exactly. And that shift in perspective can be incredibly energizing.
Yeah.
It helps us tap into that childlike sense of wonder and excitement about life, even in the midst of the mundane.
I like that. The article also encourages us to ask ourselves, what makes my soul come alive?
Yes.
What are those activities, those passions, those pursuits that truly light you up?
Yeah.
I have to admit, that's a question I've struggled with at times. It can feel like there's so much pressure to find our one true purpose.
That grand calling that will define our entire existence.
Yeah.
But maybe it's not about finding one big thing.
Right.
Maybe it's about recognizing the many things that bring us joy and meaning, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant.
I think you're right. It's not about finding the right answer. It's about the process of exploration,
Okay.
of paying attention to what sparks our interest, what makes us feel truly alive.
Yeah.
It could be creative expression, connecting with nature, helping others, learning something new, or simply spending time with loved ones.
Yeah.
The key is to find what resonates with you, what makes your heart sing, and then make space for it in your life.
And maybe it changes over time,
Uh,
Maybe it evolves as we do.
Yeah,
It's not about locking ourselves into one path.
right.
It's about being open to the journey, allowing ourselves to discover and rediscover what brings us joy and purpose at each stage of life.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And remember, finding our passion and purpose isn't just about personal fulfillment.
It's also about contributing to something greater than ourselves.
That's a good point. The article talks about how aligning our lives with a sense of purpose can help us make a positive impact on the world around us. It could be volunteering our time, mentoring someone younger, supporting a cause we believe in, or simply being a kind and compassionate presence in the lives of those around us.
The Stoics believe that we are all interconnected and that true happiness comes from contributing to the common good. And it doesn't have to be some grand gesture. It can be as simple as a smile, a kind word, a helping hand. These small acts of kindness, they can have a ripple effect,
Totally.
creating a more positive and joyful world for ourselves and those around us.
I love that. It's a reminder that we all have the power to make a difference no matter how small.
Absolutely.
But sometimes it can feel hard to focus on the positive, especially when we're carrying the weight of the past.
Right.
Yeah, it can be tough to embrace the present, when the past keeps pulling us back. That's why this last principle, letting go of the past, it
Yeah.
feels so important.
Yeah.
It's like the article saying, okay, you've got all these tools for living a more youthful life,
Right.
but first you got to lighten your load.
Absolutely.
The article contrasts someone weighed down by their past with someone who seems light and free despite their experiences. And the difference isn't that one person had an easier life.
Right.
It's how they relate to their past.
Yeah, exactly.
The one carrying all that baggage, they're letting it define them.
Yeah.
But the other person, they've somehow managed to let go and move forward. That's easier said than done, though, right?
It is.
How do we actually release the past when it feels so present?
Well, the Stoics would say it starts with acceptance.
Okay.
We can't change what's happened,
Right.
but we can choose how we relate to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that old saying, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change.
The courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've heard that one before. But how do we apply that to, say, a past mistake that we just can't seem to shake?
Well, it's about acknowledging the mistake without letting it define you.
Okay.
You can learn from it, make amends if possible, and then choose to focus your energy on the present moment. Dwelling on the past won't change it, but it will keep you stuck.
It's like constantly replaying a bad movie in your head.
Right.
You know how it ends, but you keep watching it anyway, torturing yourself.
Exactly. And it's not just about mistakes.
Okay.
It's about any past hurt or trauma that we're clinging to.
Right.
The article talks about the power of forgiveness.
Yeah.
And it's not about condoning the actions of others. It's
Yeah.
about freeing yourself from the burden of resentment.
I've always struggled with forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like letting the other person off the hook.
But think about it this way. Holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and hoping the other person gets sick.
Wow.
You're the one who suffers.
Yeah.
Forgiveness is about choosing to release that poison, not for them, but for yourself.
That's a powerful image.
Yeah.
It's about reclaiming your power, choosing peace over resentment.
Mm-hmm.
But what about when the past isn't about someone else hurting us,
Right.
but about our own regrets,
Yeah.
our own perceived failures?
Yeah.
How do we forgive ourselves?
That can be even harder, can't it?
Yeah.
The article talks about the stories we tell ourselves, the narratives we create around our past. We might tell ourselves, I'm a failure, or I'm not good enough, based on past experiences.
Right.
But those are just stories.
Okay.
And we have the power to rewrite them.
So it's about challenging those negative narratives, those limiting beliefs that keep us stuck in the past.
Exactly.
It's about recognizing that we're not defined by our past mistakes or regrets,
Right.
but by the choices we make in the present moment.
Precisely. It's about choosing to focus on our strengths, our resilience, our capacity for growth and change.
Yeah.
It's about reclaiming our power to create a future that's free from the burdens of the past.
So we've covered all 7 Stoic principles for ageless living.
Mm-hmm.
Resilience, embracing change,
Mhm.
curiosity, emotional expression,
Mhm.
choosing our environment, living with purpose, and letting go of the past.
Wow, that's quite a toolkit.
It is.
And it's not about achieving some impossible ideal of youth.
Right.
It's about cultivating a mindset, a way of approaching life that allows our inner radiance to shine through no matter our age.
Absolutely.
It's about recognizing that true youthfulness isn't about avoiding the passage of time.
Mm-hmm.
It's about embracing the journey.
This deep dive has been packed with so many insights.
It has.
As we wrap things up, what's one final thought you'd like to leave our listeners with?
Well, I would say time might be inevitable,
Okay.
but how you experience it is up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Which of these Stoic principles resonated with you most?
Yeah.
What one small step can you take today to live more fully,
Mm-hmm.
to embrace that youthful energy that lies within you? Because aging is a privilege, a gift.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity to grow, to learn to become the wisest, most radiant version of yourself.
It's never too late to start living that way. Keep exploring, keep growing, and keep diving deep into the wisdom that life has to offer.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and we'll catch you next time.
Have you ever wondered why some people look younger than their actual age? It's not just about genetics or skincare. It's about how they think, live, and embrace time. In this video, we've uncovered 7 key principles that not only help you look younger, but also make you feel more vibrant and full of life every day. If you found this discussion valuable, don't forget to hit the like button to share positivity. Drop a comment and let us know which principle resonated with you the most or how you've applied it in your own life. And if you want to keep exploring mindsets that help you live stronger, calmer, and beyond the limits of time, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because ageless living isn't just luck, it's a choice we make every day. Let's continue this journey together toward a life that's youthful, healthy, and meaningful.